Welcome to the Daily Devo. My name is Jeremy, and today we want to talk about how Jesus healed the blind man on his way to Jericho. Before we read Luke chapter 18, 35 through 43, I think it's important to understand what Jesus was going through. The verses before, Jesus declares that he's going to be handed over to the Gentiles. He's going to be beaten and killed, but not to fear because he would rise from the dead. He's predicting his own future painful death. That's both wild and amazing all at the same time. But the disciples didn't understand what was going to happen, so they didn't say very much. I can't imagine how it felt to be Jesus in this moment. If you knew you were going to be beaten and killed soon, what would you do? I imagine you would be pretty introspective of your life. You might be scared, you might feel dejected. I seriously doubt you would be thinking about what you could do for others in that moment. Let's read in chapter 18, starting in verse 35. The verse says, "As Jesus approached Jericho, a blind man was sitting by the roadside begging. When he heard the crowd going by, he asked what was happening, and they told him, 'Jesus of Nazareth is passing by.' He called out, 'Jesus, Son of David, have mercy on me.' And those who led the way rebuked him and told him to be quiet. But he shouted all the more, 'Son of David, have mercy on me.' Jesus stopped and ordered the man to be brought to him. And when he came near, Jesus asked him, 'What do you want for me to do for you?' 'The Lord, I want to see,' he replied. Jesus said to him, 'Receive your sight. Your faith has healed you.' Immediately he received his sight. He followed Jesus, praising God. And when all the people saw it, they also praised God." I want to call your attention to a number of things we just read. The first is that Jesus helped a man who was in a desperate spot. This man heard that Jesus had the ability to make him well, and he risked public ridicule to get to Jesus. He didn't care about social norms. He just wanted to be healed. He cried out, and he came to Jesus expecting to be healed. Verse 42 said that Jesus saw his faith, and that his faith healed him and restored his sight. This is incredible. I don't know how long this man was blind, but his willingness to get Jesus' attention changed his life forever. If you need something from God, ask in faith and don't be afraid or nervous about how you look to other people. The second thing I noticed is that Jesus helped this man, even though he was probably thinking about his coming death. What an amazing example Jesus is. Never get so focused on your own issues that you don't see who God has put in front of your path for you to help. Jesus was on his way to Jerusalem and allowed himself to be interrupted. Do you allow for God's interruptions in your day for the benefit of somebody else? If a person in front of you in the line has their card declined, are you just annoyed that it's taking so long to get to your turn? Or do you just think about how they should do better at managing their finances? Or do you look at it and see a chance for a God interruption? A chance to be a part of somebody else's miracle. The opportunity to pay for their gas or their groceries or whatever it is. See how God moves in their life after you determine to be generous. The last thing I want to call your attention to is Jesus performs a miracle. That miracle encourages the man that it was performed on and everyone that saw it and heard about it. Sometimes we go through hard times. Sometimes things don't make a lot of sense. And in those times, you can lean into God or you can lean away from him. I would encourage you to lean into him. God takes our pain and he makes it meaningful. It will become meaningful to you and meaningful to others. And when they see that you don't give up and that God comes through, it will encourage them to continue fighting for the miracle that they've been praying for. I hope this helps you. Thanks for joining us on the Daily Devo.